Good morning, everybody. I'm joining you here from the Hunter Valley in Australia. While I get Facebook set up, if you could say hi in the chat, that would be amazing. Let me know where you're joining from, and yeah, let's go from there. And if it's your first time, tell us why you're joining today for the first time. I'd love to hear from any newbies. It's always interesting to find out how people found me and what it is about today's topic that interests them. So do that for me while I just get us live on Facebook as well, so that we catch the people who are on Facebook. Okay. So, chat, great. Hey, Fred, good morning. Good morning, Melissa in Colorado. For those of you that don't know me or our business, Fred is also my assistant. So he's one of the people who, it's either Fred or myself that you deal with when you're working with us. So I'm just going to make sure we're live in the right Facebook group. Here we go. That's good. Try that screen over here. Okay. So we're live. Hey, Philip, you're in San Diego. So great. Okay, so Facebook's working, so I'm just going to mute that so I don't have myself coming out twice. Okay, great. I see a lot of new names here, so say hello, please, in the chat. Just tell me where you're joining from. As you probably figured from my accent, I'm Australian. I'm based in the Hunter Valley, which is a couple hours north of Sydney. For those of you that don't know the Hunter Valley. Yeah, so we're, you know, we work globally. All of our clients, the vast majority of our clients are actually based overseas. It's only Fred and myself, and we do have a couple of clients that are elsewhere in the world, and couple here in Australia, but the vast majority of our clients are here, are in the USA and in North America. So yeah, say hi. So, okay, Melissa, Philip, we've said hello. Hey, Elizabeth in Toronto. Daniel, hey, good to see you again, mate, in North Carolina. Fred's back in the Hunter Valley. He's back from Vietnam. Hey, Nancy in Miami, fantastic. If you're on Facebook and you haven't said hi, let's say hi in the live chat on Facebook too. Fantastic. Okay, so today's topic's really important. And the thing about today's topic is I think we all get into this mode of marketing. And we feel like it's dragging a huge amount of our time. And B, we may not actually be doing the right things, which is part of the problem. Hey, Joshua in Oklahoma, and we've got Mike. Hey, Mike, and Christian from Vancouver. Fantastic. Okay, so we've got everybody joining us on Facebook or on Zoom. For those of you who missed part of it, we always record these, and they're always in the Facebook group. So this is the free Facebook group, Lead Generation for Artist Marketing Support. So the replay will always be there. You can go back and watch previous sessions, and today's replay will be available after the fact there. It's live there right now, but it will be there after the fact as well. Right, so if you don't know me, let me just do a quick introduction. I'm a landscape photographer. I have built a six-figure online art business with my friend Natalie Parker. Natalie is an Australian wildlife artist, although that picture behind me isn't hers, it's another one. They're my favorite birds, so that's what I have in my office. I've got paintings and pictures all around me. So Natalie is an Australian wildlife artist. We've got a six-figure online art business here in Australia. We don't market globally, we market only in Australia. So we're doing very well in a quite a small market. The Australian market's less than 10% of the US market. Over the last 4 years, I've worked with and helped over 300 artists, help them grow their art business by helping them focus on growing their email lists. That's what I do, and that's how I help artists. Our art business growth community is a small group of artists who are focused on growing their business, and we help them do that with dedicated support dedicated training in addition to our service, which is helping you grow your email list. So that's what we do. And that's where my experience comes from. I've been selling online myself for over 10 years now, running Natalie's business for over 4 years, and helping other artists for over 4 years. So today I wanted to talk about this thing that we get stuck in, where we feel like we're spending all day, every day marketing. And the reality is that we don't need to. What we need to do is focus on the right things and focus on doing those things well. Okay, so if you focus on the right things, you get back a lot more of your time. So you can have more time for creativity, more time for creating your work, or more time to do other things, spending it with family, spending it with friends, spending it doing the things that you love, not sitting at your computer marketing. And I think that that's a spot that a lot of us get stuck in. And I want to help you fix that, because I really don't think you need to be spending more than 2 to 3 hours on an average week marketing your art business. Okay, so I want to talk through that. So a lot of the stresses come from doing some of the wrong things or focusing on the wrong things. So to me, number one is you're not using your time efficiently. Now, not using your time efficiently, a good example of that is, what other things I'm going to talk about in a moment is, I think you should post on Facebook every day. Now, there's 2 ways to do that. One, you can sit down at some stage during the day and think, oh, I need to do a Facebook post. Now, that can take you minutes, or that can take you 20, 30, 40 minutes, because you're just thinking about doing that one Facebook post. But if you took that week's worth of Facebook posts, so your 7 Facebook posts that you need to do in a week, and just sat down for an hour or 2 and did all 7 in one go, you're much more efficient with your time. You're going to get things done more efficiently. So that's what I mean about using your time efficiently. The number one thing that artists are amazing at is we are all amazing procrastinators, and we're amazing at overthinking stuff, right? A Facebook post is a Facebook post. You should not be putting hours of work into a single Facebook post. It should be minutes at the most, right? So we don't need to overthink. We don't need to procrastinate. We just need to take action. Number 3, and this is another one that we're always trying to do. As artists, we're looking for that silver bullet. We're looking for that thing, that one little thing that's going to change our lives. I can tell you what that one little thing that changes your life is going to be, is working hard every day, every week on your business for the next 2 to 3 years. That's going to be the silver bullet. There's no magical thing that you're going to do today that tomorrow instantly is going to be money appearing in your bank account like it's an ATM machine. It just doesn't work that way. So there is no silver bullet. So stop wasting your time trying to find that silver bullet. Stop wasting your time trying all of these million other things that people are telling you are the silver bullet. There just isn't a silver bullet. So stop wasting your time. I don't know what a cat's meow is, CJ. Explain that to me. Is that like the duck's guts? That's probably going to confuse you as well. Okay. You're distracted by shiny things. Now, this is another thing that artists are awesome at, right? There's a new platform, there's a new this, there's a new that. We've got to try it, we've got to try it, we've got to try it. Now, I created a little graphic a couple of years ago, or 18 months ago, I guess, and I call it the, what do I call it? I gotta find it. Let me find it. But what I'm talking about is that we get distracted by shiny things. And instead of focusing on what we really need to focus on, we get distracted by shiny things. And instead we waste a lot of time. I call it the hierarchy of focus. So let me just find the graphic. I'm going to share you the graphic. So this is one of those things where we can spend so much of our time getting distracted. And instead of doing the things that we need to do, we get distracted, and we spend all of this time doing shiny things. We do all these other things, procrastinating, and instead of actually just doing the things we need to do, we do these other things. So the hierarchy focus is the little graphic that I created, and it's not going to pop up on my screen, even though it's right there somewhere. Is there are 3 things that you need to do every week, right? 2 of them are related, but there's 3 things that you need to do in your art business every week. Okay. And then everything else is an optional extra when it comes to marketing. And I think what we get stuck in is thinking that all of these other things are important and are things that we need to focus our time and our effort on. Whereas instead of doing that, what we really should be doing is just writing it on a to-do list that maybe one day when we have a lot of time, we can share, or we can tackle that item. We can tackle one item on that shiny thing. Thanks, Fred. Fred shared it quicker than I had. I'm going to put it up on the screen so you can see it. Fred's just dropped it in the chat. So this is the hierarchy focus. Okay. Now what it says is there are several things that you need to do every day, every week. Okay. Now some of those things are going to take you moments. Okay. Now the number one thing that you need to do in any given week is reply to any emails that come in your inbox from potential clients, potential collectors, right? Now that obviously is the most important thing that you can do in a day. Okay, someone sends you an email and says, hey John, I'm really interested in this picture, I'd like to do it this way, can you help me? All right, don't send them to the website, make it happen. Okay, don't let the tools of the website get in the way. Someone says you want to do this, find a way to make it happen. Okay, email them an invoice, send them an order with a confirmation, and get them to pay on credit card. You can do a Stripe transaction over the phone, right? I learned that the hard way, but it's really easy to do. You can actually take someone's credit card details over the phone. Okay, so they're obviously replying to emails is their number one priority. Number 2 is writing your weekly email. Now, I can't tell you how many times I've been frustrated by having conversations with artists who tell me they don't have enough time to do their weekly email. Now, if they've done any other marketing tasks, they've posted on Facebook, they've done some weird and wonderful shiny thing, and they haven't sent an email, then they're shooting themselves in the foot. It's that simple. Your email to your email list and your weekly task, as a weekly task, is your most important marketing task after replying to things in your inbox. Okay, it's critical, and it's critical that you do it consistently. I even send out the email on the same day every week at the same time every week. Now, if I have a holiday weekend or I forget for some reason because something in my life got in the way, I send it the next day and I apologize, because people are expecting to see that email in their inbox at 9:45 on Monday morning. Now, why do I do it at 9:45? Now, I send it in the morning, and that's my chosen time. Now, those people that work, that have jobs, often they spend their first hour or so in their office doing all these other things. By maybe 9:45, things have slowed down and they've got a little lull, maybe before their next meeting, where they could check their inbox again, and then a fresh email popping up. So I tend to send the email on the 45 minutes, not on the hour, not on the 1/4 or 1/2, the 45, when people may possibly be in a lull. But I send it at 9:45 every Monday morning. Don't choose the time that I choose, find a time that works for you and your audience, okay? So that's number 2, critical task. And number 3, critical task is scheduling your weekly Facebook posts. And the important thing is that first word, scheduling. I do not want to see you sending an email or doing your Facebook post every day. Now, there are sometimes you will do an extra post, right? But if you scheduled your week's worth of posts in advance, that's going to save you a lot of time and save you a lot of heartache, right? Honestly, you can do a week's worth of posts in probably the time that it would take you to do 2 posts if you're doing 1 post every day, okay? And it really makes a huge difference to your time. Okay, so, and then obviously, when it comes to other things, so with this hierarchy of focus, so these top 3 items are the critical tasks. I will, with 99.9% of the artists we work with, say Facebook is your most important platform. Now, I've worked with one artist over the years, one artist whose Instagram has been strong enough for them to focus more on Instagram than Facebook. But for the vast majority of artists, the place where you're going to get sales, you're going to get customers from is Facebook, not Instagram. On Instagram, if you look at your followers on Instagram, I guarantee you at least half, if not more, of your followers on Instagram are fellow artists, fellow photographers. Okay, they're not going to buy your stuff necessarily. The other big, huge difference between Facebook and Instagram is Facebook can drive significantly more traffic to your website, right? Your goal isn't Facebook. Your goal is traffic to your website. Your goal is getting people to sign up for your email list. Your goal is to get people to buy stuff from you. Getting followers isn't the goal. The goal is to get people to your website, right? And Facebook helps you significantly more with that. Now, I mentioned earlier, I run Natalie's business. With Natalie's business, it's 200 to 1, if not 1,000 to 1 at times of the year. So what I mean by that, 1,000 people come from Facebook to 1 person comes from Instagram, right? So where am I going to focus my time? Facebook. Now, what I'm saying with this hierarchy is, if you have time, then sure, do Instagram. Sure, do Pinterest, do Twitter, do any other platform. But if you don't have time, you have time for one social media only, then focus on Facebook. Okay, next on the list, right down near the bottom, not at the bottom, is replying to comments on social. Now, obviously, that is a task that can be very time-consuming at times, right? So if you have time, let's fit a few minutes in. Put aside half an hour and just reply some comments on Facebook. Okay, but make sure that you've replied to all the emails in your inbox, you've written your weekly email, and you've done your Facebook posts. Okay, and then the final thing is the shiny things. Now, the shiny things, my suggestion is if you see something really shiny, you write it on a list, whether you have a whiteboard in your office or you just have a paper list that you have on a pad in your office. If you see something that's shiny, write it on the list. Then forget about it for the moment. One day when you've got an extra hour, extra 2 hours, extra 3 hours, because you've done all of your marketing tasks that you must do, then pick one thing off your shiny things list and try it. Spend a couple of hours on it if that's what you want to do, but don't waste time every week doing shiny things. Waste time painting, creating, doing the thing that you love. Don't waste time on marketing, okay? Your efforts in your marketing come from you creating. What I would much rather you did than waste time finding a shiny thing is set up your cell phone on a tripod or on a stand like this. I've got this great magnetic stand, which I use when I'm recording videos. So I've got the stand holds my phone and I record videos, right? Now, as a photographer, I don't have much of a process as far as my photography. I like to go out to the beach and shoot sunrises, go to waterfalls, things like that. So I'll do some, as I'm doing that, I will do some behind the scenes shots, obviously. But if you're a painter, get your cell phone over your shoulder, recording a time lapse, right? You don't have to put your face in the video. Showing your process makes a huge difference. Take some snaps with your cell phone, right? You know, from the sketch to the finished item. 10, 15 snaps along the way. They're great for emails. They're great for sharing on social without having to put much to it. Hey, this is something I'm working on today. This is what it is. That's what you need to do. Quick snap from your cell phone, post that to Facebook, right? And you can do that a week behind schedule. So this is something you worked on last week so that you can then have that time for schedule. They don't need to see what's exactly on your drawing board this week. They can see what's on the board last week because that way you stay 1 week behind, so you've got content all the time, okay? There are times when you're going to give fresh content, that's fine. But if you already scheduled the stuff, then that's going to make your life significantly easier. Right, so now I'm going to jump into something else when I'm going to change screens with my share screen because I want to show you something. Now, this is the time-saving task of all the time-saving tasks, right? This is scheduling on social. Right, so let me just make sure which screen I'm sharing. For some reason, it's not showing me which one's being shared. Okay, this is it. Okay, so this used to be called Facebook Creator Studio. Used to be called. Now it's called Meta Business Suite. Now in Meta Business Suite, you can see here there's a bunch of things, but the thing that I like is the planner. Okay, so we start with the planner, and the planner is really good because it gives you a week or a month view, right? So you can look at what you've done. This is this week's scheduling, right? And then we have the whole month view. Now, we don't schedule everything in advance for Natalie because as Natalie's creating, she just pops a photo up from her cell phone, right? It takes her a moment or two, and she's happy to do that. So we're getting great content as it's live, right? But the vast majority of posts for the month are already scheduled, and it takes the pressure off us. Okay. Now you can see here, we've got Facebook and Instagram. We can schedule all of this within here. So let me just show you this. And this is really, really cool, but it's really, really important to get it right. So if we go into create post, up the top, we have an option to select Instagram as well. Now, I suggest you do that, but what I suggest is you customize for both platforms, because on Instagram, hashtags are cool. They're useful. On Facebook, you want to share a link to the product in your store if that's what you're sharing, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a quick post and I'm going to show you how I do it, right? So I'm not going to click this yet. Right, I'm leaving this off. I've got Facebook and Instagram shared. These are brand new images that Natalie actually signed off on this morning. So I'm just going to pick one. I'm going to write the caption. This is my latest work featuring, and I can't type because I'm trying to talk to you guys while I'm typing, featuring 2 female and a male satin bowerbird. That's the bird, right? Now, I still can't type. It is now live and available on my website. My website here. Right? Now, that's great for Facebook. So if it was Facebook, and this is where I change it. So I've written the majority of the caption, right? Then I turn this on, because that way both start with that original caption. Now, for Facebook, I would paste the link in for the product in my store. Make sure you use the custom link. Don't use if you're on our storefronts, don't use your ASF link. Use your actual custom link that's your URL. Paste the link to that specific product in the store. 2 things about sharing links. One, unless you're during an actual sale where you're saying, I've got 25% off store-wide, click here to go to my store. To me, that's the only time you're sharing your normal website link, right? Any other time you're sharing a link to a specific product. So in this case, to this specific product on the website, right? Or I'm sharing a link to my satin bowerbird gallery, which has got all of the pictures that include satin bowerbirds. That's the 2 types of links you share. You do not share your generic website link. The last thing you want to do is find someone who says, oh my God, I want to buy that. And you say, go to my store and find it. All right. You want to take them straight. You want to take them straight to that product in the website. Take them straight there so that they can buy it now. 1 click, buy it now. Not go to the website, search for it, and hopefully find it. Okay, I hope that you understand what the difference is. So you do that. Whereas on Instagram, you would say, click on my bio link and search for satin bowerbirds, or search for the name of the artwork, which I haven't got right in front of me. But you give them the option to do it that way, but you're making it as easy as possible for them to find your product and buy your product, right? Remember, your goal is to get people to buy stuff from you, okay? For people to engage with you and buy stuff from you, okay? So your goal is to make it as easy as possible. So share on Facebook the link to the specific product on the website. Don't share the generic link, right? Please don't share the generic link. The only time you do that is, hey guys, I've got a sale, 25% off store-wide, here's my store, right? Use this coupon code to go and buy something. Okay, so I've seen James has asked a question. James has asked, my Facebook following is much smaller than my Instagram following. How does the regular posting to a small audience make a difference? The more you post, the more that's going to grow, James. But at the end of the day, remember those numbers I told you at the beginning. So and I can show you the data if you like, we get 200 to 1,000 times the traffic from Facebook to Instagram, right? Even at those numbers, you're only 5 times bigger on your Instagram than you are on your Facebook. You're still going to get significantly more traffic from your Facebook following than you will from your Instagram following to your actual website. DG, that's a great question. And the my first answer to that is, firstly, is it a scam? Is it someone asking about an NFT? That's a scam. Is it someone asking about a commission for their dog? Or is it someone asking about their partner's anniversary? All 3 of those things generally are a scam. Unless you paint dog pictures all the time, someone asking you for a commission to paint their dog is a scam. So my emphasis on that is it a scam? If it's not a scam, then try and reply to it, because they're obviously interested, but be open and be aware that the vast majority of DMs on Facebook and Instagram right now are coming from scammers, not from genuine people who are interested in your art. Okay, so focus on filtering those first and then responding to those that are appropriate. But if you've got time for it, do it, absolutely. But don't get too excited when someone says, I'm going to pay you $10,000 for an NFT of this image. All they're trying to do is scam you out of your wallet. Okay, so I've customized the Facebook post. I've got the link in the Facebook post. So I've said, okay, go to my website. Now, obviously that doesn't work. So on Instagram, I would say, click on my bio link and search for this. And then I would add my favorite hashtags to the end, 5, 10, 20, up to 30 hashtags. Okay, so I'm doing less work to post to Facebook. Now, some of you are going to say, but John, if I'm in the Instagram app on my phone, I can click the little button which shares my Instagram post to Facebook. Now, my short answer to that is no, 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 no. Why? Because on Instagram, you're going to share your post from Instagram. It's going to have the 30 hashtags in it. It's going to look ugly and stupid on Facebook. And more importantly, it doesn't have a link to the product in the store. Okay, you want a link in the product to the store in the Facebook post if you can. Now, I don't recommend you do that every day. I do it every second post. Okay, yes, I get less exposure for those posts because Facebook is trying to drive traffic to Facebook, not to elsewhere. So less people see those posts, but I don't care what Facebook cares about. I care about what I care about. And what I care about is getting more people to my website, getting more people to sign up for my email list, getting more people to buy stuff. Okay, and if you're not driving traffic to your website, then you're missing out on all of that. Hope that makes sense. But really, please share links on Facebook to specific products or specific galleries in your store. If you're not, you're missing opportunities. DG, do you recommend longer or shorter storytelling to go along with the image? If the story is good, make it long. All right, if you've got a really good story, then share it because people want to connect. This is the important thing, right? People want to connect with you and your art. So if you've got a story that's really personal about a piece, right, share it, because people will connect to that. People will get engaged. If you've got a 10-second story, then share it. If you've got a 5-minute story, that's fine, share it. Not everybody's going to read the 5-minute story, so make sure that the first few lines are the critical information. But I know I've had times, and there is an image that I can think of that I honestly cried when I took this photo, right? And so the background behind the photo was a friend of mine who was very young, much younger than me, a new mum, died, and she had cancer and she died very young. And a few days later, I was still really emotional, and I went to the beach and I shot a sunrise, and it was the most magnificent sunrise I'd seen in a very long time. So I honoured her with the naming the photo appropriately for her, right? So I couldn't just share that photo and not tell the story. So I told the story, and I did. I was crying my eyes out when I was taking the photo, and it still makes me emotional now. I'm really emotional right now. But the point is that helps people connect with me as a person, as an artist, which helps people connect to my art. So if you can do that, absolutely do it, because it really, really helps. Now, I've been talking for 30 minutes already, and I still haven't got to my second point. So I want to just spend a couple of moments on this. Okay, so scheduling using Meta Business Suite. There's a million other ways that you can schedule. Meta Business Suite is free, right? You get it already. You've got it for free. You can schedule up to 29 days in advance. I think it is now, Fred, isn't it? 29 days in advance for Facebook and Instagram. Okay, so it allows you to do that for free. The other thing which I think is really, really important, and this is where we're really good at wasting time, is when we do our weekly emails. Now, the reason people waste time on their weekly emails is two things. Right, I'm going to log in and I'm just going to show you what I do. This is the trick that I use that saves me so much time, it's not funny. Okay, so we've got a massive email list for Natalie, 16,316 today. That's live people, and I did clean up recently. So that's people who are on the email list who are interested in what Natalie does, right? So when I'm writing next week's email, okay, I don't start from scratch again, right? I don't build a new template. I don't start from scratch. I do this trick, which saves me so much time, it's not funny. So this is the email I sent out on Monday, and you can see I didn't even rename it because it's actually got the name from the previous week. Over here, there's this little button, the down arrow. We click on that down arrow and we click replicate. Right, that copies the entire email from scratch. All of the settings that I had, all of the little things, the header, the footer, all of that stuff gets copied instantly, right? And I'm starting with everything. So half of the stuff that I need to do is already done. So obviously the first thing I'm going to do is change the subject, right? And then I click on edit design and I go through, and instead of redoing everything again from scratch, I click on edit design. Obviously, I'm going to change the first image because that's really, really important. I'm going to then edit my text. And obviously, that's really important. And I tend to embed some images into the text as well. And while I don't actively tell people to buy stuff in most emails that I send, I make sure that if I mention something, I include a link. So here I've mentioned the Australian Frogs collection, and I've actually got something that we're doing at the moment, which is we had a commercial customer cancel an order. So that commercial customer cancelled an order right at the last minute. And unfortunately, we'd already purchased the canvases. So we have the canvases. So I'm trying to sell the canvases at 20% off. So we've used a live art show landing page, right, which allows us to set the prices really easily. We've done that, and we're selling those canvases off. So I mentioned this, and that takes them straight to the product in the store. Okay, so if you mention a product, you don't need to go, hey, go and buy this thing. It's really, really cheap. Go and buy it now. You can just say, hey, well, I was talking about this, and you include a link to it, right? But when I do this, This saves me so much time. And then down the bottom, in an email, I usually got a few images that stay there all the time. We've launched next year's calendars already. Those images stay there for the rest of the year, right? I don't need to do them again. I don't need to update the links. They're already there. These are products that are available in the Canvas sale that we're running, right? So all of that stuff. So I do all of that. Then I save it as a template. When I save it as a template, that allows me then to do the follow-up, send the email in 3 days' time again, really easily, okay? So 2 days' time. I do it every, send the email to people who haven't opened the email 2 days after the first email, okay? And it works. Last week, I did that. I got a $3,000 sale from the follow-up email, okay? So do that every week. Those people that do not open your email, send it again. It's really easy to do in MailChimp. It's really easy to set up, especially if you do things like what I've done. Make sure that when you update the email, save it as a template, because then you can use the template to write the next email, okay? You don't have to restart again. So there's lots of little things that you can do that save a huge amount of your time. So what I want you to do is just think about those things when you're doing your weekly marketing. Now, I really do believe you can do all of the marketing you have to do. This is the key. What you have to do in 2 to 3 hours, right? The problem is what we do is we spend so much time doing the junk that we shouldn't even be looking at. And that's where we waste time. Nancy, I've just closed the window, I'm sorry, but I'm happy to do a follow-up. Shoot me an email, Nancy, and I'll send you some screenshots. I'll send you a little video. It's really easy to do, okay? But the key is if you're replicating the email at the beginning, then everything that you've done is already there. You don't need to change it. It's already there, okay? That's the key. Okay, so when it comes to your emails, your weekly email is critical. It's the one thing you have to do. Okay, thanks for that, Daniel. I don't use the iPhone app for MailChimp, but it's good that it reminds you. That's fantastic. It's got a single button. I didn't know that. That's a really cool tip. Now I'm going to have to download that app. Thanks, Daniel. I'm going to test that myself because that makes life so much. Oh, which ones do I leave, Nancy? So for me, the images that I leave at the bottom, because we sell calendars, right? So we sell calendars from June until we run out, generally January, February. Okay, so I leave those at the bottom of every email. I might add other images above them, but I've always got the images and the links. Importantly, if I include an image in an email, behind that image, so if I click on that image in the email, it opens the link and takes me straight to that image in the store or to that gallery in the store. So every single image that I include in the email has a link behind that takes me to the relevant part of the store so people can buy that. Okay, really, really cool. Really, really important. So I'm over time. There's 2 more things I want to tell you about before I finish up. So next month, same day of the week for you guys, it's Monday evening. Same time, so 5 p.m. on the West Coast, 8 p.m. on the East Coast. I'm doing another session, and that session is how to save yourself thousands of dollars when you run ads on Facebook or Instagram, okay? Now I'm going to share that link in the chat, okay? And I will share that on Facebook as well in the live, which is here somewhere. Okay, I've got lots of windows open. So in the live, the key with next session is I really want to talk about where people go wrong with ads, okay? And why you can waste stupid amounts of money on Facebook ads and other things that really you shouldn't be spending any time on, okay? So I'm just going to make sure that this is working because it looks like I've gone out of the page. Yeah, we're good. So I'm just going to share that link in Facebook as well. So this is the next session. 4 weeks from now, We're talking about how I can save you thousands of dollars of money if you want to run ads on Facebook. And sometimes the best thing to do is not. Okay, that's one little trick I'm going to give you. Now, the other thing is, I know you're all on my email list, or most of you are on my email list, and I will send you a follow-up today with the replay from today. I have a special offer that's going right now. On the 1st of July, we're going to increase our prices for new clients. This does not affect current clients, it affects new clients. So if you haven't signed up with us before the 1st of July, the price that you will pay will cost you more. We're going from $2.99 a month to $3.49 a month, but I've got three offers for you. One, if you lock it in now, you get the $2.99 a month and it stays at $2.99 a month. It doesn't increase after the 1st of July. You stay at $2.99 a month. Two, if you lock it in now and pay for 6 months upfront, which is $7.94, then you get 7 months. You get 1 month in addition for free. And the final offer is if you lock in 12 months, so you pay for 12 months upfront at $35.88, you get 15 months. So you get 3 additional months for free. Now, if you're an existing client or former client, then the deal that I offer for existing or former clients is always better. So just email me if you're interested. For everybody else, I'm going to send you those links in today's email. If you would like to know more, or you want to talk to me about how we help our clients grow their art businesses, drop me an email, reply to the email that I send you later today, and I'm happy to have a chat. If we want to jump on Zoom for a few minutes and have a chat, then I'm happy to do that too. Thank you for joining me today. I really appreciate you, and I love the great questions, so thank you. And thank you for the hot tip, Daniel. I got to check that out because I've never used the MailChimp app on my phone. I'm going to do that now. And finally, I hope to see you all again in 4 weeks' time, talking about Facebook ads and saving money when it comes to your Facebook ads. Thank you very much. Have a lovely evening. Bye-bye.